Hi. Well, so much for schoolwork today. Are you planning on going to school online? Are you in school online? Are you planning to get a job online? If you answered yes to any one of those questions, this video is for you. Stay tuned. Well, good evening. Thank you for joining me tonight. Have you ever thought about going to school online? Are you in school online? Do you want to work and travel and work online? I'd like to say that the hardest part of my classes has always been the schoolwork, but it's not. It's trying to keep a connection to the internet, okay? Now, when I was first in school, when I first enrolled and started classes, I was living with my husband and I didn't have any problem with internet connection. The first class that I took at my school was kind of an introductory class into the e-classroom. It helped you learn how to navigate the classroom, use the tabs, but there was also a part that about the internet. Okay, it caused you to start making a plan. Okay, you needed to create a plan. It questioned you. Are you going to be able to maintain a reliable internet connection? Okay, and if there was some sort of incident that happened, catastrophe or whatever, what would you do? How would you stay in your classrooms? Okay, well, this caused me to create my plan, and at the time the plan wasn't really that much of a big deal. My husband and I maintained the internet, and we never did have a problem with it. But now my circumstances have changed over the last year and a half, and I am no longer with my husband. My life has transitioned. So I have had to modify my plan, and this is where I'm at now. We have two sources of internet that come in our house. They're both Wi-Fi hotspots. Okay, one of them comes through, and they're both through her mobile carrier. One is the tablet, and we route it through the PlayStation, where we watch Netflix, YouTube, and she plays her game. And it's Call of Duty, and she plays with her friends online. It's during those times that she asks me to connect to her Wi-Fi hotspot. Okay. Not always is the hotspot very reliable. It has outages. It's slow sometimes. I always try to keep my schoolwork a little bit ahead, okay? I try to do a little bit of schoolwork every day, and my assignments, I work on it every day. There's a reason for this, okay? And throughout the conversation, you'll see. So when she asks me to connect to her hotspot, sometimes it's slow, and it doesn't work well. My videos for school won't load, and my school book won't load, Most of the time when she asks me to do that, I've already been in class for a while, and I just close it down. I'll just shut my laptop or whatever, and I'll take a break. This is where keeping your schoolwork ahead, doing a little bit at a time, comes in handy. And work on your assignments a little bit every day, and do not wait until they're due to turn them in. Turn them in as you finish them, and there's a reason for that as well. So I just close it down and take a break. All right, that's one plan. But there's times where I'm here by myself with the kids, and she's going to work. She's taken her phone with her, so there's one of the alternate method of internet with her hotspot. And so we live in a poor area anyway for internet signal. Okay. It is just cell signal, internet signal. It is pitiful here. But there's some times where clouds pass over, and the internet will cease to happen. Okay, or a storm comes along, and we can't stream any YouTube, Netflix, or anything. I'll put a movie in for the kids, but for me, I'll take a break. I'll get off my school, for a little while, because I know it's temporary. Okay. It's not going to last. All right, so in those instances where it's a long-term outage. I haven't really encountered this problem, but it's always a possibility. I know one night, see, my daughter is on a plane with other people, her friends, and she's not the only one. She pays her portion of the bill, but there was one time where her friends that are on the plane with her didn't pay, and our internet was, disconnected. And you talk about freaked out. The next morning I woke up, there's no internet, and I'm like, sis, I'm going to have to figure something out if this doesn't come on, because I've got class. And well, she is such a Call of Duty addict. I knew that she would get it remedied. If she couldn't get on Call of Duty, there was she wouldn't be happy, and so it's going to get fixed. But anyway, I did have a contingency plan. I would either go to my son-in-law's parents' house, which I'm always welcome there. I could go to internet cafe, McDonald's, libraries. I have other options. Now, here's a reason why I tell you to keep your assignments done ahead of time. Keep all your conversations done. Get in school every day. Put a little bit of effort in every day. I know it's not always easy, okay? It isn't. It's not always easy to have to take the time out to sit down and do classwork. But here's why, to try to keep it a little bit ahead of time. For one, it isn't always easy to get in class, okay? Sometimes I don't want to be in class. Sometimes I have things to do, and school is just not in the cards that day. So what? I have got my classwork ahead of time, and I can take a day off. All right. It's not going to hurt me that much. Here's something that you might come across, and I've only done this once. Well, actually, I haven't. But it is a scenario that hopefully you don't have to come across. Say it's your last day of the week for class. Internet gets knocked out. You don't have your conversations in, your substantive conversations, or you don't have your assignments turned in. The internet got knocked off for some reason, okay? Now, this is why you turn your lessons in for one, okay, as you get them done. Your assignments. Don't wait until the very last minute that they're due, okay? You might be able to take a small point degradation as far as your messages goes, but, well, anyway. Now, here's why I turn my assignments in. One time I procrastinated. Procrastination is my worst enemy, okay? And it's not very good in school. It's not very good, thing to adopt when you're in class. But I had my assignment done, okay? And I just procrastinated and waited till the last day of the week, and then I just go to clicking buttons and turn it in, all right? I'm waiting for my score for it, see my grade, and I get my grade back, and it's a 0. What? I couldn't understand why I got a 0. Well, the instructor did list her notes and said that I had turned in the wrong assignment. In my haste, not paying attention, I had submitted the wrong assignment. Okay, that's why I said this is why I have, from now on, I turn in my assignments as I get them done. That saves that problem. But if you're in the last day of the week for class and you don't have your assignments done or whatever, and you still have work to do, your internet got knocked out the night before. For one, read your instructor policies and your academic policies. And your instructor has given you several methods of contact, okay? I suggest you jot these down somewhere. Write them down. Put them in your address book, whatever. Keep them on hand. Get in touch with them and explain to them my internet's knocked off. Last night, the storm came through. I couldn't get in class. I couldn't submit my assignments. Most of the time. Now, I've never come across an instructor that would not accept a late assignment like this, for this reason. That one time that I submitted the wrong assignment, I got in contact with them, and I explained, this has never happened before, and I apologize. I do have the assignment done. They did allow me that day. They said if I could get it turned in by the end of the day, that they would take the assignment. But I would have to have a point degradation, which is okay. At least it's better than a 0. Okay. Get in contact with them. Get to Walmart. Why do I say Walmart? Walmart. None of the Walmarts I know have internet connection. But get to the library, get to McDonald's, an internet cafe, get somewhere that you can get on the internet and get that done. All right, get it in as soon as possible. Now, if this is the last day of the class period and you start a new class tomorrow, all right, now, per my academic policies, they won't accept late assignments on those days. I don't know. It's uncharted territory. I've never had this happen, so I would not be an authority to tell you what to do in that case. You can get a hold of your instructor and let them know. I'm not sure what the scenario is for this or the outcome, but, do what you got to do, So, well, a couple of weeks ago, I got to thinking, I've never really looked up the definition of a nomad, and I'm thinking, am I really, I'm not a stickler for definitions, but I'm like, am I misrepresenting myself by saying I want to live a nomad life, and here I'm wanting to keep a job and keep four walls and a roof and floor and on wheels, and, am I misrepresenting myself saying I want to be a nomad by doing all that? Well, no. Actually, I looked up the definition, and it is a traveler. It's a wanderer, someone who doesn't like to stay in one place for very long at a time, or someone who migrates their livestock for better pastures, which that doesn't apply to me. But my brother and I were getting into a conversation the other day, and he says he's a true nomad. He lives off-grid, okay? True off-grid. No solar, no power whatsoever. He's not connected to any municipality whatsoever. He cooks over a fire. And I'm living a nomad life. I said, no, you're not really. I said, by definition, you're not. You're living off-grid. And I gave him the definition. I eventually myself want to live off-grid, and hopefully I get to be there. And, I want goats and chickens. But anyway, there's a channel, a YouTube channel I'd like to share with you all. If you are considering going to school online and traveling, or in school online or working online and want to travel, Technomadia, two of the most brilliant people that I have ever watched on YouTube. I know there are other brilliant people on YouTube and, that do the same thing, but I happen to watch these two, and I'll put a link to their channel in the description box below. They have pretty much made it their mission, their job, to educate nomadic people, those living a nomad lifestyle, how to stay connected, how to do your job and stay connected to the internet, no matter where you're at. Okay, they have reviewed so many products, and there's so much technology out there. I was explaining to my instructor that I wanted to, when I got, eventually, I wanted to do remote billing and coding and travel. And they said that it was more possible than ever nowadays. And it's because of the technology available, the products that are being created and developed. It's amazing. When I was moving here from Kentucky, and I'll put that's my very first video, and I'll put a card up there. I stayed connected. I stayed connected with this, okay, most of the time. I went through Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, all the way from started the panhandle of Florida to the east side of Florida and down here to central Florida. Now, through national forests and national parks, state parks or whatever, I was out in the middle of nowhere and not even this thing would give me, it's not activated now. More and more of your telephone cell carriers are offering these. It's a Wi-Fi hotspot, a mobile hotspot, okay? But even in the national forest, I didn't get a signal, so I really didn't stay there because, to be honest and truthful, I was a little bit intimidated being my first solo trip, on the road by myself. I know there are women out there doing it every day, all day, but, I got to feel my waters here. I would, and then this brings me up to another subject. I parked on Walmart parking lots and Cracker Barrel. And if you have a smartphone, you have GPS capabilities, and you can Google. Okay, you can pull off or whatever. Just talk on your phone and say, Walmart's near me. Walmart locations near me, or Walmart's near my locations. You will get several results, okay? Call them before you get there, because when, I don't know, I was crunching time on some days, and you know, it was getting late. I wanted to go cook dinner. I like to cook my dinner in the city parks, but you know, I'd end up sometimes having to break my grill at my little camp stove out on a parking lot at Walmart. Boy, did I get some looks. But you know, call them and tell them, I'm traveling through, just wondered if you allow overnight parking. They can say no, they can say yes. Most of the time when I got no's, when they told me no, was because I found that it was more or less when they don't stay open 24/7. You know, they're not a 24-hour Walmart. They close, and I'm thinking that it's because they don't have security patrolling. But do that, you know, call them. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my beautiful daughter-in-law, Ashley. I want to thank you so much for letting my granddaughters Lexi, Layla, and Leah watch me on YouTube. She lets them watch me so they don't forget who their nanny is. I love you girls so very much. Mwah, mwah. And I love you too, Ashley. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and share, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Please push the notification bell. You'll be notified of any videos that I upload. Until next time, I hope that you got something out of this video. I hope you took something away from it. It helped you out a little bit. But until next time, it's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed the chat with you this evening. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.